What you're about to hear is not a conspiracy theory. It happened at the FIFA World Cup, in front of 40,000 people, and nobody stopped it. In 1982, Algeria arrived at the World Cup as complete outsiders. It was their first appearance on football's biggest stage, and almost nobody expected them to survive the group. Their opponents included West Germany, the reigning European champions and one of the strongest teams in the world. Then came one of the greatest upsets in football history. Algeria stunned West Germany 2-1. The result sent shockwaves across the tournament. German newspapers couldn't believe it. Fans couldn't believe it. Algeria had become the story of the World Cup. But football isn't always decided by talent. Sometimes it's decided by mathematics. As the group stage unfolded, Algeria continued fighting for every point. By the time they completed their final match, a thrilling 3-2 victory over Chile, they had done everything they could. Their fate now depended on one final game, West Germany versus Austria. The problem was that both teams knew exactly what result they needed. A one-goal victory for West Germany would send both European teams into the next round and eliminate Algeria. Any other outcome could change everything. On June 25, 1982, the match kicked off in Gijón, Spain. For the first 10 minutes, everything looked normal. Both teams attacked. Both teams competed. Then West Germany scored. Horst Hrubesch headed the ball into the net. Germany led 1-0 and were winning. And then football stopped. Not literally. The players kept running. The referee kept officiating. The clock kept ticking. But competition disappeared. West Germany entered the match expecting a routine victory. They were the reigning European champions, packed with world-class talent. A team many believed could win the entire tournament. Algeria, meanwhile, were making their World Cup debut. Most experts had already written them off before a ball was kicked. But from the opening whistle, something felt different. Algeria weren't intimidated. They pressed aggressively. They fought for every challenge. Every tackle was met with determination. Every attack carried belief. The German players looked surprised. This wasn't the easy afternoon they had expected. As the game wore on, Algeria grew in confidence. Then came the breakthrough. Against all expectations, Algeria found the back of the net. The stadium erupted. German players looked at each other in disbelief. The underdogs had taken the lead. West Germany eventually responded and equalized, but instead of collapsing, Algeria pushed forward once again. Most debutants would have settled for a draw. Algeria wanted more. The match became increasingly tense. Every attack felt dangerous. Every minute increased the pressure on Germany. Then history happened. Algeria struck again. 2-1. The scoreboard showed a result almost nobody thought possible. The final minutes felt endless. German players threw everything forward. Algerian defenders blocked shots, won headers, and fought for every ball as if their lives depended on it. When the final whistle finally arrived, the impossible had become reality. West Germany won. Algeria 2. One of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. Around the world, newspapers rushed to print the story. Fans couldn't believe what they had witnessed. A team that wasn't supposed to compete had just defeated one of football's giants. For Algeria, it was more than a victory. It was a statement. A statement that they belonged on the world's biggest stage. Unfortunately, their greatest triumph would soon be overshadowed. The reaction was immediate. Newspapers across Europe condemned the match. Spanish media gave it a name that would live forever, the Disgrace of Gijón. For millions of football fans, it represented everything wrong with a system that rewarded self-interest over competition. Algeria filed an official protest. FIFA rejected it. According to FIFA, no rules had been broken. Officially, the result stood. But something interesting happened afterward. FIFA changed the rules. From that point on, Final group stage matches at the World Cup would be played simultaneously. No team would know another result before kickoff. No team would be able to manipulate the situation in the same way again. That rule still exists today. Every time you watch the final round of World Cup group matches being played at the same time, you're looking at the legacy of Gijón. For Algeria, however, the damage was already done. They had defeated one of the strongest teams in the world. They had inspired millions. They had earned respect through courage and skill. Yet their tournament ended not because another team was better, but because the system failed them. The Disgrace of Gijón exposed a simple truth. Sometimes the biggest controversies don't happen in secret. They happen in broad daylight, in front of thousands of spectators, with cameras recording every second while the entire world watches. And nobody does a thing. If you enjoy football stories, forgotten scandals, and the moments that changed the game forever, consider subscribing. Because football history is filled with stories even stranger than this one.